All right, so on today's Which Word of the Day, I am choosing Ostara. And Ostara, also known as the vernal or spring equinox, is a pagan holiday or Sabbat celebrating the arrival of spring and the balance of light and darkness. Last episode, Sean, you brought up Seasons of the Witch, which was a collection of stories that we did cover in the first season of the podcast. But in that book, it featured Sabbat, Imbolc, Samhain, and Yule. But Ostara is another one of those, and it is the point in time when the length of a day and night are equal, signifying the beginning of spring, and celebrates themes of balance, renewal, rebirth, dawn, fertility, and the awakening of nature. It's like very Easter iconography, so happy Easter, even though this is coming out after. And technically, Ostara occurs usually on March 20th, but Easter is late this year. So.
And fun fact, I was born on Easter.
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
Can you hear the words of the witches? Yeah, the words of the witches.
Welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published lore of the Charmed universe.
In this night and in this hour, we call upon our fanboy power, bringing education and stupefaction to all of you.
Together, we will use our knowledge and reverence abundantly, but also find ourselves sassy and delightful.
Which is why we will truly be charmed.
All right, spell worders. So this is Words of the Witches, episode 146. I am Kevin, your resident charmed resource.
And I'm Sean, and I am Christ resurrected.
Beautiful. I thought you were the Antichrist. Didn't you go by that before too?
That too.
No, he's running the country right now.
Oh, yeah, right. Gosh.
Touche. Yeah. Beelzebub is running the
There's
country.
another voice here. This is Joey Hamm.
Hi. Just Joey.
Hi.
Let me get in.
So good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Yes.
Beautiful. I'm very excited to have you on today because we met at 90s Con. You made it a couple times?
Mm-hmm.
A couple times, maybe not. Yeah. So at the convention scene, all the charmed, wonderful people, wonderful fans.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, I said you're like our big gay
Oh
mama.
God. I mean, okay. I figure, I guess. Yeah, okay. Jeez. Lord. God.
We love you. So what is your relationship with Charmed, since we're babies compared to you?
Okay, so I was working for Warner Brothers Studios during the whole time that AOL and CW and Warner Brothers, that whole thing kind of intermixed. A lot was happening, you know. As far as the CW is concerned, lots of great shows during like the early aughts. You know, you had Dawson's Creek, you had Felicity, you had Buffy, which loved, and Angel a little bit later. But of course, then, you know, Charmed. And I started hearing about a new show and loved Alyssa Milano from forever. She was kind of like every kid of my generation had a crush on Alyssa, and Alyssa was their girlfriend, right? You know, especially because Italian American, grew up Italian, so every Italian boy, Alyssa Milano, who else are you going to take to prom? I mean, give me a break, right? Okay, you know, some things change, some things stay the same. So, anyways, I remember hearing a lot of buzz about it. Spelling brought it, and Paramount was involved in some way. I'm not sure how. I went to Syracuse University did design and like set design, stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Okay.
so, but it was very exciting. So, obviously started watching, because, I mean, I love Shannon too. I remember seeing Holly with her story arc on Picket Fences. And I remember that was
Yeah.
really great. And I'm like, wow, I liked that show. It was a great show, Tom Skerritt. And she really gave that storyline that she had. It was some real chops. I'm like, okay, this chick, I don't know her, but she can act. We know that, Shannon and Alyssa, they've got the goods, right? So, I mean, you had spelling in there and we're all set. It's basically, I thought, oh, Charlie's Angels, but with witches. So, started watching it and just loved it. I subsequently, fast forward a couple of years, in 2004, got sick. And the only thing that would get me through treatment without, just barfing and everything was just mind-numbing Charmed, escaping into that world. And so that's where it really kind of carved out a piece inside my heart. It was one of those things where it's like, oh God, this sucks. I'm sitting here. What am I going to do? And the only way I could really get through things was just to zone out and, watch my favorite show with my favorite girls. And it was a great escape for me. And it really meant a lot during that period for me.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
But those three girls, I'm telling you, those three women, those actors, they really had a chemistry that was palpable,
Absolutely.
irregardless of all the junk and the noise on screen. They really, they really had chemistry, and it was pretty spectacular, and that does not happen. And I'm old enough to remember watching the first episode of Charlie's Angels with Farrah Fawcett, Jacqueline Smith, and Kate Jackson. Jacqueline Smith, by the way, I'm sure hasn't made a deal with the devil, because have you seen her lately? She didn't make a deal with him. She married him. She had about a dozen kids. She retiled his bathroom, because that woman,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I know good work when you get work done, right? And that she looks amazing. DNA lottery on Jacqueline Smith. I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
But I had the same kind of feeling watching. I remember talking to my cousins watching. It's like it was the same feeling I had watching the first couple episodes of Charmed as I did watching the first couple of episodes of Charlie's Angels. Knew it was going to be instant, because the three of them together, no pun intended. Well, pun intended, magic. It was magic. It was awesome. Yeah, it was total magic.
Magic.
Yeah.
Magic. There you go. Sean is waiting.
Did anybody? So when you had heard, this is a little sidebar. When you had heard that Shannon was gone, I remember a friend called me at work. Oh my God, are you sitting down? You're gonna freak out. I'm like, what? Shannon left the show. I'm like, I was just, it hit me like somebody had clocked me, had southpaw.
I was like in 7th grade, and it wasn't official yet, but I was hearing there was rumors that she was going to be. I know.
Okay.
I was 7th grade.
Okay, so we're age shaming.
You don't have to
We're
do all that,
ageist.
Kevin.
We're shaming now.
But there's rumors that she was going to be leaving. I was like, that can't be right. No. And this was before the season had ended. This was just like the hubbub in the ether, and I was like, I don't know. But then the season happened. Or like, and then the whole summer there was petitions that came out, and I was signing those little online petitions like, don't make it, you have to keep her on.
I know, because I couldn't imagine it
was a whole thing
surviving any other way with anybody. I remember hearing Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I'm like, that's not going to happen. But Rose was Oh my God, amazing.
So last week we had a poll, Sean. This was our first poll of the season.
I still have it. It's attached.
Oh,
What?
beautiful. Thank you.
Oh.
You're beautiful. I'm so glad for you. It was about the Charmed magazine experience.
Mhm.
How it was for their people in that time with the magazine, and the options were never owned them, read all as released, read some years later, or have some but never read. How do you think this went down? Who was the winner?
I think there's going to be a lot of never own them.
Really? Oh my God. I was on a first
Were
name
they a big
basis
thing
with
for
Barnes
Charmed
and
this
Noble
year?
employees. I was on a first name basis with Barnes and Noble
Yes.
employees, and like, did their new one come in? Because sometimes they wouldn't get shipments, and I'm like, they knew.
Exactly, because last episode I said I ordered them on tvmerch.com, but then I'm like, wait a minute, I did go to Barnes and Noble, so I was like always like in the magazine section, like, is it here? Scanning it. But I didn't pre-order them because the novels, I pre-ordered the novels. I remember that, but the magazines I didn't. I just had to like come and look and browse.
Somewhere I have paperbacks. Somewhere in a tote, somewhere in storage, and there's too much stuff. I actually did find the Playboy magazine with Shannon that I didn't think I had. I had.
The first one or the second
First one.
one?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh my God, I found it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Joey and I, we were reading them as they come out. We're one of the outliers here. You were right, Sean. The one that got the most votes was never owned them. 67 votes, 60% of people have never owned them, which is crazy. Either they're too young or what? I don't know. Or didn't know about them.
Probably the younger. Yeah. And they were introduced to like TNT and reruns or syndication, whatever.
Right. But read all as released was the second most at 21%, 24 votes. So either you read them all or you didn't have them at all. Because the other two, we had 11 votes, 10% for read some years later, and 9% was have some but never read. 10 people. So
interesting.
And you found the first one on eBay, right, Kevin?
I saw it. I was just curious. I was looking at it to see what it was like right now, and someone had it on eBay for like $99.
Wow!
I was like, I am so glad I didn't have to pay that.
Yep.
That's insane.
I do have a little bit of manner keeping.
You can't just vanquish an entire house, especially not our house. People are gonna notice.
Manner keeping.
Well, the problem isn't the manner. It's the manner in which it was treated.
A good witch is a clean witch.
In case people don't know, last episode I uploaded the first ever full video edit of a regular podcast episode. So it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify. In the past, I've done video bonus episodes, and I posted like the full recordings of when Michael Bailey Smith appeared on the show. But this is the first like official regular with the segments and everything. I think it's very fun. It's very pretty. I'm excited to have it as an option.
I think it's great. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Considering magazines are very visual and eye-catching medium, I wanted to be on theme. The audio is always available too, and I do like this format a lot. It does have some challenges. I found cleaning up audio and background noise is even more difficult because it's not just audio, and then the amount of time to render and upload is significantly longer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if episodes tend to be late in the future or they don't sound as good, you know why. So I just wanted to put it out there.
Everything's a learning curve. Life is a learning curve.
Exactly.
Young men. Life is a learning curve.
Oh, what a tip for future whitelighters. I love it.
God. I'm glad my husband isn't here because, man, I'm telling you, he begrudgingly knows more about this show because he had to sit there and watch it with me. There wasn't TiVo back then.
Right.
And
You had to watch it when it was on, or tape it.
Yeah.
Your VCR.
And putting in the little VCR tape and doing the schedule, record.
Yeah. And I was always freaking out. I didn't trust it. I'm like, I don't want to leave. I was always like, I have to be like, I was like, as I'm like recording.
Something will happen. The power will go out, like it did earlier today.
Exactly.
Someone will bump into the VCR and it'll not record it or reset something, or who knows what kind of maniac would do something. I know what you mean.
Or you'll put in the wrong tape and record over your mom being on The Price is Right when she was in her 20s. That could happen.
Terrible.
You did.
It's true story.
Who did that?
Poor Sean.
Sean, you did that?
I did.
Stop it. What year was she on The Price is Right?
Get it back.
Let's see. So it had to be like early 80s, I'm thinking. Because she was born in 63 and she was like an adult.
Your mother was born in 1963? Oh my God. Okay.
I'm sorry, Joey. Don't ask the questions if you don't want the answers.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
You know, Joey, you're still hot. So
Trust me, I know. That's what the boys at Colgate tell me. I live 10 minutes from Colgate University.
Oh my gosh.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. So we are doing issue 2 of Charmed Magazine today. Very exciting. Very exciting. Yay! The headline Rose and Bloom. Very blue. We got a picture of Brian in there. The season 6 promo picture. Yes. I noticed that this headline here, If Looks Could Thrill, dressed like the Halliwell sisters, is a little bit different on the UK cover. I saw a different headline on there. So that was interesting. And this was the January 2005 issue. We're in a new year, but it was released November 23rd, 2004. Edited by Kate Lloyd, designed by Emily Norris, and written by Kate Anderson, Tara DeLulu, David Walden, and Ian Spelling. They did all the articles. Anything to say about the cover?
Phoebe is awkwardly showing her leg. She's just awkwardly like, hey, I've got a leg here, see? And Paige is pooping. She looks like she's on the toilet.
I get the impression...
Whatever's comfortable for you, sweetie.
I get the impression that Holly... It was like she hated the promo stuff. She hated photo shoots, and I get the impression she did. I don't know. I'm just saying. I get the impression she's the kind of person that thought, okay, it's a necessary evil. I gotta do this because I'm an actor. But I mean, she wasn't feeling it. Alyssa and Rose definitely, they liked to dress up and photo shoots and everything. Holly's like, I got to get to the barn. The hair looks weird. Her hair looks really weird here.
Yeah, almost like she's like wearing a sheet,
like a burqa. It's like almost a burqa without the face part because they all look good.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
They do. Yeah.
Rose is taking a dump. Yeah.
Welcome to the mind of Sean.
Yes. When did I eat corn last?
So, Sean, tell us about the features that we will see in this issue, in the content.
All right, we've got my favorite, Rose McGowan, a rose by any other name.
My favorite, too.
We've got Brian Krause. Yay!
That's why
so
you're
excited
here.
meeting Paige stands. Brian Krause, Heavenly Creature. Nick Lachey, is that how you say it? Lachey. All the right moves. Set report, Frights, camera, action. Eilish, fashion statement. Jon Pare, director's cut. And Ask Brad, that piece of shit.
we don't like him so much on this podcast.
Well, nobody likes Brad, but we don't really
Right. Say it
like
out
that.
loud.
Oh my god!
No holds barred in this show.
Oh my!
No holds barred.
Seriously? Oh my god! It's like my Saturday.
He's
nights.
Leah Michelle, Sean.
What about Leah Michelle?
Brad Kern is our charmed Leah Michelle.
On our X-Men show, whenever there's an ugly character, I always just call it Leah Michelle because I figured nobody likes Leah Michelle. Like, you can say whatever you want about her. Nobody likes Leah Michelle. You're not going to offend anybody.
Yeah, no, I don't know what Jonathan Groff is thinking, still being friends with that beast. So, I mean, that's up to her and her Tony. So
charmed news. So we had a whole section of charmed news. And by our time now, it's old charmed news. But so in this issue, we learned that Kerr Smith is here to be Paige's love interest.
Oof.
And
lucky her.
I'm sure that turns out well.
Yo.
And breaking news, Charisma Carpenter is coming.
What?
I know, gasp. I thought that was weird to me because we have already seen her at this point in episode 3 and 5 before this issue came out. So we have seen her already. So it's weird that they're announcing that.
I, being an Angel and Buffy, like, freak, right? I lost my mind. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. It was so exciting for me because I'm a loser and a nerd. It was just so exciting for me to see Charisma. I love her.
I was disappointed at, I loved how much she was Cordelia for us in Charmed, but then to only get her for 3 episodes, you introduced this gold nugget and then you took it away from me? How dare you?
Yeah.
But kudos to Pat Shand for writing her really well in the comics when she came back in the comics. So there's a Make-A-Wish Foundation. They honored Charmed with an award for the support of the charity because, we always had the Make-A-Wish kids come to set and, young Kevin was always very jealous of them and didn't think they deserved it. But then I'm like, okay, it's fine. They're Make-A-Wish kids.
We're terrible people on this show, Joey.
I came around.
Oh my god. Okay. So, okay.
No, they're great. I'm really glad.
They're not wishing anything now, are they?
No.
I mean, let's face it. Hey.
But Brian Krause accepted the award on Charm's behalf, so that was nice. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Brian Krause, he's very happy that he's going to be playing a darker character who makes his own rules. He's going to be part of the action in season 7. Ooh. So that's very exciting. They tell us that Gildot Jackson, who played Gideon, will be appearing in Stargate Atlantis.
I watched that show.
Yeah?
I mean, when they brought Momoa on, when he had the dreads, that's when I started, making sure I watched it. He was hot.
With a bottle of lube next to you?
Oh my god. I managed to find people. How do I manage to find my people? You kids.
Yeah, you're always
you kids.
Yeah.
You're still going through puberty. Oh my god. Lotion. Oh my god.
Oh, they're saying a Charmed DVD set is finally in the works, but it won't be out for another year when Paramount Home Video rights can be acquired. Do you remember how long I waited forever for the DVDs to come out? I was so jealous of Buffy and things.
Everybody want Paramount. They.
Yeah.
so stupid when companies do things like that. Like, what are you doing? You don't like money? Don't you know there's a bunch of freaks that are gonna buy the stuff off the shelves like crazy? What are you, stupid? I mean, Paramount, I just never, not a good company. Just saying. Well, they weren't back then.
Right. And CBS has the rights to Charmed now. They don't really care about Charmed either. So, I mean, if we finally got it, it just took a very
Too long. What the heck?
Too long. I'm like, I'll take a VHS even.
Yes.
My Charmed. I was so like, just hungering for it. I missed
My
it.
only critique is going to be there were no extras. There were no bloopers. There were no. There was no. Blah, 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 blah.
Basic as fuck.
Okay, so we're using profanity. Nice. You know, I mean, like, would it have killed them for a gag reel, for God's sakes? You know? I mean, I understand they didn't give us one for Schindler's List, but I would have liked one for Charmed.
Yeah, and I've seen it. You know, those really cute ones with Shannon and TW. Oh my gosh, so many great bloopers.
Oh, Javna. The guy that played Javna lives in New Hartford, about 15 miles from me. He was also on Will and Grace.
Oh my goodness.
He originally auditioned for Andy Trudeau, but he was too tall, is what he told me. Hot.
So they make him stiff. Stiff hot. Javna.
I choose you, Javna.
And then the hand with like the snakes and everything on Shannon's hand.
Snake.
Oh, that was freaky.
The calendar, Charm Calendar 2005. Is
I have that one.
Amazing.
Do you have all the calendars too?
Yeah, I have a whole.
Oh my god, a ton of calendars.
I don't know if I have all of them. I have a bunch of them. I need to go back and get the ones I'm missing because I do have a number of them, but not all of them. So, all right, and then you can see Dorian Gregory in Soul Train, hosting Soul Train. Balthazar Getty in Ladder 49. James Reed is back in Legally Blonde 2. You're playing Elwood's father. Remember that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Little Daddy Victor. And then Julian is now going to be in Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. Isn't that funny? Like, this is right before Fantastic Four came out.
The first one was good. He was good in the first one. I liked it. The second one sucked.
Mm-hmm. He was good.
The second one wasn't good.
I like the second one more.
I like this.
The silver guy?
I didn't hate it. I liked it enough.
You were in love with the Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
I mean, he could get it.
Yeah.
He could get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have an anatomy, but we could work something out.
I mean, he just got to open the silver and out it pops, so.
You boys are trouble. You boys are trouble.
I know.
Trouble, and trouble. Okay.
And then the last thing I have on my section here is this is cinequest.com for Charmed exclusives. You can get the variants of the action figures. And this, I think, is what became TV merch. They had different names. But then the book of 3, you can get the books, the calendars, cards, all that stuff. Joey, tell us about this rose by any other
my
name
ropes.
section.
Yeah. You know something? She is one of those people who happens to just be very open. You know, she doesn't need pretense. You know, even before, you know, we knew everything that went down in her life, she was just very open. She's like, yeah, I've got no reason to lie to you, you know, so here's what I feel. And I'd never seen it. I watched it on the plane, and I thought that was kind of cool and kind of a great, you know, because she was coming from filming in Romania, I think. And she was talking about, well, you know, let me watch an episode because I've never watched an episode. Maybe I shouldn't watch an episode, but I did watch an episode on the plane. And so it was kind of like a Kismet thing. It was meant to be. And, you know, it was a good interview. I think they could have asked a few more interesting questions other than, you know, the same old fare, like, where relationship, is she going to have a family on the show or not, or is she going to settle down, or other questions about doing stunts and things, and getting used to doing how the whole magical thing worked, because she didn't really ever do a sci-fi or fantasy television thing before. And then asking her questions about her hair color. Honey, do better. You need to do better. If you can only ask her about her hair color, what are you going to do? What about your bra size? I mean, honestly, it's funny how the entertainment interviewing landscape has changed. Now I love it when actresses.
It was so crazy.
Yeah, and now I love it because these actors, these young women, these actors will say, misogynist much? I mean, did you ask a male actor this question? No. What about your hair color?
And that one question is what they marketed the interview on. They mentioned like, oh, it says about her hair color, and they talk about it in the beginning all about her hair color. Like, who cares?
Yeah. It's the misogyny of the early aughts. How nice. I'm sure she could have said a couple things. I'm sure she probably bit her tongue, and she just played along with the interview to get it over with. And I love that about her.
Right.
I love her as a person. Yeah. I mean, she's just awesome. So, I mean, that was just for me. The hair color was fun. I like that she didn't even ask questions. She's like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, she's like, to me, it's on my head, and I can do whatever I want. That's what she said.
Yeah, this was compared to other Rose interviews I've read. This told me like very little. Like I liked the interview where she talked about like how actors of that time didn't usually go from movies to TV shows, and how like it was very different for her from being on a movie to being on a show where you have to keep being this person, and how she almost made two personas where she'd be like, oh, this is something Paige would wear, but Rose fucking hates this shirt. Right. So I wanted to see more of that kind of interview.
You guys, movie people were movie people. TV people were the white trash in the trailer park. As far as, they were opening up, strip malls and supermarkets. Nobody did movies like Rose did, and then did TV. As it only started happening around, the 2000s, that they're like, okay, well, let me branch out and see what else, what TV has to offer. Because before then, it did not happen. It was like, you just didn't do it. It was uncouth.
Yeah. All right, Paige, in perspective. So this goes through a lot of Paige's story on the show, which I won't read that part or get too into that, because if you're listening to this, you've probably seen the show, so you know Paige's storyline. But it does tell us Paige Matthews was born August 22nd, 1977. Age
canonical.
27.
Sorry, just saying. Yeah. Canonical.
You scared the shit out of me.
Sorry, I cannot contain it.
What's canonical?
Okay,
that is part of the podcast when things are not correct, when things are stated.
Oh, like her birthday.
Correct.
So is she a Leo even, or is that wrong too?
No, she's a Leo.
Okay, her real birthday is August 2nd, not 22nd. August 2nd. But she's still a Leo, yes.
We do see a picture of Paige with her two sisters doing a spell, and then we see this gorgeous picture of Rose McGowan in the sexy top with some, midriff showing. Like, get it, Maman. I like her hair right here.
Belly ring and everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is perfect. I mean, gorgeous. Yeah. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I hated that scarf on Alyssa. That outfit was horrible. Oh. It's in San Francisco. It's 80 degrees. Take the wool scarf off your neck, fool. Oh my God. Tell Eyelash to throw it in the garbage.
Eyelash?
Isn't that how you say her name? Eyelash?
Isn't it Eyelash?
I mean, is she alive right now even? Because, I mean, she was a little long in the tooth.
She is.
Back then she was long in the tooth, So I'm like...
Yeah.
She's in an urn somewhere.
It's true.
Oh, fuck.
What?
She actually went on to do a lot of Marvel movies, lots of Marvel shows.
Really?
She She started working on Marvel in 2008.
Which Marvel? Do we know?
And a lot of the movies, like Iron Man.
Oh, really?
She did The Werewolf by Night. She did all the
Oh.
shows, yeah. So, and like Multiverse of She did Multiverse of Madness.
Really?
Spider-Man's. Yeah, she's been. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Yeah.
I thought she was retiring after Charm.
That's what it said. That's what she says in here.
That's what it's. That's what it said.
And to be honest, she looked like she should have retired at that point. I mean, because
I like how in the last 50 minutes you've accused us of ages.
Okay, calm down. I'm just saying.
It says here over 3 seasons, Paige has been turned into a teenage version of herself, a vampire, Snow White, a superhero, a wood nymph, a hippie, and a goddess of war. Would you like to hear some memorable moments? I don't care what your answer is because I'm going to read them.
would.
Paige meets Piper and Phoebe for the first time in Charmed again. Paige reverts to her teenage self in a page from the past. Rhodes McGowan provides her own scintillating vocals when Paige sings the jazz hit Fever in Sense and Sensibility. Paige is possessed by Richard's dead girlfriend and loves a witch. And Paige conjures herself a Mr. Right in a wrong's day journey into
He
right.
wasn't hot.
Paige's powers. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't hot.
He was not on our FMK, Sean.
No.
He was not. I remember that.
And don't get me started on Balbazar Getty either, because. Oh. I mean, bring back Glenn.
Yeah, they don't match in this picture here.
Yeah.
Look at this picture. She's all
I
like
know.
gorgeous and put together, and he's like,
He
"Hi."
looks like the kind of guy that, and I don't want to, go into old tropes and stereotypes, but, he's like in his parents' basement with cinder blocks holding up the TV, playing Nintendo and stuff. That's the kind of guy he is. I don't like him.
It talks about Paige's powers, orbing, or AKA local motion, and biokinesis, healing hands, and classic
See-
Paigeisms. What? Huh? You got
See,
it wrong
those
again.
powers.
They got it wrong.
No, they're not wrong. They're not wrong, but it's like they were never called these
No, they
things
weren't.
in the show. Why are you making
Nope.
like, oh, locomotion? And actually, I looked that up, and it should be locomotion. Like, do the locomotion with me. Like, that's what it technically should be called. And biokinesis isn't wrong. It is a variation, but just call it healing. That's the primary
Yeah.
name of the power. Like, why you have to be all
Yep.
fancy and try to be all pretentious and shit?
And they took too long to give it to her. Well, I mean, think about it. Piper's pregnant with Wyatt. He heals her as a fetus in the first trimester.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were Paige Matthews, I'd be like, well, ain't that a bitch? I got a paper cut. Nothing. Why he's so special? I was the first. Think about it. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Twice blessed child, my ass. She was the first one. Again, misogyny. Let's have the boy get all the special powers.
And actually, it's my turn to go on a
Please.
rant a little bit. I had this random thought today for a story. I think this would be really cool. I think if the fact that Chris came back to the past and younger Chris finds out about older Chris coming back to the past when he gets older, I think there could be a change in the timeline where Chris and Melinda start to get stronger than Wyatt, and then that makes Wyatt jealous and ends up turning him evil again
Oh.
anyway. So that could be another charm story. I thought that would be cool.
See? Ooh, I love
And it
it.
would give Chris his comeuppance. Like he wouldn't
Right.
be a whiny baby the whole time. All right.
Okay.
Paigeisms. What? You can't say demons and then say, "Oh my god, I'm new at this. I'm likely to
No,
panic."
don't. These are all wrong. I mean, we can just go ahead.
Okay.
We can just-
Don't even
I mean,
read
not
them?
all of them are wrong. I mean, well, say you can read your favorite one. Read your favorite. Read the bottom ones are good. The bottom ones are good.
Do I look like a ma'am to you?
That one's good.
That one's wrong.
That one's good.
Okay.
No, that one's good.
Okay.
That one's right. That one's right.
That's what we're going with.
Do I look like a ma'am to you? Yeah, perfect. Charmed.
Now, excuse me while I go get my lube for this next section.
Heavenly creature. But BK loves golf, if you don't know. That's like his favorite thing. And then in this interview, he says that Leo feels the strain of loving his family but not being able to be with them. And there's like a parallel to his real life because he doesn't live with his son anymore because this is after the divorce from Beth. And he's like, this is a challenge. And he's like, oh. And he's like, I think Brad Kern writes this because he knows that I'm living it and he wants me to tap into those emotions. I'm like, all right. Brian thinks that Leo could cheat at golf, but he won't because he's such a good person. He's so pure. And also Leo probably won't get time to practice. But then you think about like in season 8 where he's like, I'm going to go golfing. I'm like, what's it? You know, like that's just a Brianism coming into season 8.
I didn't understand. It just was very weird to me. Okay, you're like 100 years old, but now you know how to. But you've been dead forever and an angel, but you know how to golf, and you had golf clubs. Where'd the golf clubs come from? Were they victors? I can't see, Penny or Patty. Right. 4. I can't see that. I don't know. That's just me.
There's some 10 things you don't know about Brian Krause. His middle name is Thomas, and he graduated in 1987, the year I was born. He has a brother named Patrick. Yep. He got bullied in gym, and that's what made him want to pursue acting. He also thought about sports medicine and soccer, so that's fun. Oh, Brian and your Balthazar Getty, your favorite, were in a movie together in 1991 called December. Also, we also know that he had a part in the plot script writing of Sense and Sensibility. It was kind of his idea, which was fun. He did all of his sword fighting in A Night to Remember and Valhalla of the Dolls. So get it, Brian Krause. I like this one story about like he went to Burger King and a group of 12-year-old girls stopped him and they're like, "Oh, Leo!" That was a fun little story. He's like, "I just wanted to wash my hands. I just had to go to the bathroom."
So, Nick Lachey. Nick Lachey. Oh, Nick Lachey. So we know that he wasn't the first choice. I'm not getting this from the magazine. I'm just saying we know he wasn't the first choice. But that's okay. I read the article 3 times. Okay. And each time I had to struggle to stay awake. Okay. Yeah, he talks about, him, Jessica Simpson. And is this tuna that I'm eating? Holding the chicken to the sea. Give me a break. He was lucky to have Alyssa as a scene partner because she's like, I'm going to hold your hand through this because he couldn't act his way out of a paper bag. There was nothing likable about his character. He was needy and yet he was a little condescending. Sorry, I don't mean to be a downer, but he's not my favorite. Of all the people that have come and gone, not a good. Everybody else was busy. Everybody. What was the purpose?
Well, I wonder. Brad Kern says later he just started throwing in guest stars to try to get it renewed. So I wonder if they just wrote the character and just to get Nick Lachey on.
Yeah. Probably because he was pretty hot during the whole Jessica. It was pretty hot back then. They were a hot commodity. They were, Dollar General Brad and Angelina. You know what I'm saying? With their little reality show because she was stupid and probably were they really thinking, oh my God, we're not going to get renewed? And so we got to bring some kind of excitement to it. Really? Okay.
And I didn't know him from the I didn't watch the Newlywed Show. I just remember him from 98 Degrees.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Tank tops. That was hot. The barbed wire tattoos on the arm and stuff. With the barbed wire, a loser.
It's the hardest thing I'll ever have to do.
Oh my god! And that little hobbit brother of his. Oh my god! Oh my god! That
I always thought Jeff was the cutest in 98 Degrees. Oh, Jeff. He was my crush.
yes.
Then we have
Yay!
the poster,
I know.
double-sided poster. So that's the one in the middle. I'm not taking it out, but then we have the Leo one.
In that poster with Leo with the V-neck, do I see a little bit of
Yeah.
something poking out? Is there a little fur there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice
Yeah.
that before.
Oh, there is.
Okay.
I always look for Brian's butt in the episodes. I love his butt. He's got a great butt.
Yeah, he does.
Then we have this little charmed competition where you can send in your sweepstakes entry to win a set of Charmed Connections trading cards. Oh, I did not submit.
Do any of you have the trading
I
cards?
had them. I got them anyway. I have them all. Yeah. I have all of the binders too. They're all back here. All of them. So there's that one, and then the Power of 3.
Oh, she's
one.
going into the archives for us.
There is
Oh,
Connections.
there it is.
There's
I never saw the
Connections,
appeal of the cards. I mean, you know.
Forever and Zest. They're all there.
Was it a game that you played with them? I mean, was it... Okay.
No,
It was just cards.
no. They're just collectors. Just cards with words on them that you can read and learn about and love Charmed and pictures. I plan on covering them when we do the miscellaneous season. So, ta-da.
So I'm going to start this section by saying this was totally like a filler magazine. They were like, we got all the good stuff out in the first one, so let's just talk to whoever's available today. And this section drove me crazy. The way they split these articles up, I was like, I don't even know where I'm supposed to read next anymore.
I know. I had to read the whole thing and then go back. It was like,
I thought that too. It was
Yeah.
confusing to just try and read it. Right? It's like they took a bunch of different information and just shoved it in there. But I will say that I do believe that Derek Johansson can get it.
hot. That's what I was thinking.
Derek
the entire time.
Johansson
Oh my
can
gosh.
get it, honey. Okay? Yas. Because, I mean,
Yeah, so there's Derek right there.
yeah.
So we had a few articles here. Yeah, like Kevin was showing, like what's confusing is this white part's an article, then this black
Yeah.
part's an article. And then you go to the next
Separate.
page and there's this white part that goes with the
Uh-huh.
original white part article, and then a new black article, and then the white article continues
Yeah.
over here. It's all over the place.
It was all
But,
over the place. Bad
We
design.
this just talks more about the behind the scenes, and he talks about this very interesting trick that I've never even thought of in filmmaking, where if you stand really still and you want to make it look like something pops into your hand, then somebody just puts it there and then you just cut it together. I had no idea this is a trick in filmmaking.
You know? All the TikTokers are probably so amazed and so grateful that they learned that.
Yeah, who would have ever thought about that all the way back in the 20s? So we also had Death Becomes Him, where we talked to Simon Templeman, and he talks about how excited he is to come back on the show to play Death in season 7. And he talks about how he only really got to talk to Shannon when he was on it originally, so this time he got to kind of meet all the girls. And then this
He was
like
great. I loved him.
I heard this line. Yeah, he's excellent. I heard this line in Face Off once, the show Face Off. This article, Kiss and Makeup, is the magazine's culmination of its ineptitude. So this one just talks to the makeup artist about her past. Like, I don't know. I found this article very like, what does this have to do with
Uh-huh.
it? Like, she seems like a nice person, but I don't need to know about her 30 years in makeup art.
Literally all I got was like, Charmed is my favorite show to work on. It's the most fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say something, but I don't want to say something. I'll say, like, you know how they say the shoemaker's kids have no shoes? You ever hear that expression?
Mhm.
And I'm just looking at the picture of the makeup artist.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
I feel like it's like that a lot though. Like when I used to watch Project Runway, a lot of the contestants, like, they didn't dress so great, but they would dress their models like damn. But yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely a brown bagger.
And then the cut above talks about her history of doing hair. How she likes doing hair on Charmed.
Audrey, put him instead. That's her Harry Potter name.
Yeah.
Audrey, put him instead. I always have to give her. She was like, I was going to be a musician, but then I quit to be a hairdresser. Like, oh, interesting.
Cool. I mean, nothing against these people.
No, not at all.
Gave this information. It's just like, why is it in the magazine though? Like, why couldn't they come up with something better?
Very filler, yeah. So the next section is we get to relive a classic episode of Charmed, Y tu mami también. Yes, this is season 5,
Oh,
episode
God.
10.
Adrian Paul.
And,
Lord.
Yeah. I used to watch Highlander too.
Yeah.
Like, I got so into Highlander when I was young.
Yeah, and then they tried to do the spinoff with the chick.
For people who don't know, this is the episode with Isis and the mummy and the whole soul swap and things like that. Jarek and all those guys, Adrian Paul. But yeah, there's a whole section here. Did you know that the WB used the promo title "The Mummy's Tomb" for this episode? It's a play on the title "Y tu mama también," that Alfonso Cuarón movie. I remember that when that came out, and it translates to
Penis.
"And your mother too." But here are the reasons to watch. Piper and Cole facing off in a fantastic fight scene. It hits home just how indestructible both characters are. Yes, that was a really epic one. When
I loved it.
Blessing each other.
Yeah, that's when I felt like...
And the confidence they both
Yeah,
had.
she was like, you know what? Bring it.
Charmed goes back to its roots with comedies, highlighting Piper's pregnancy and Cole going mad, trying to commit suicide and it's not working.
He was really hot when he tried to kill himself. Wearing those, wool-lined leather jackets and everything with the dirty T-shirts and the scruff.
Yeah. And there's something about
the
confidence and
yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is funny. I did get a message from M-Boy about this episode, just poetic.
From who?
Asking about it. So I'm going to read what he's... M-Boy, MJ, he's one of our listeners.
Hi, MJ.
And he sent me a message, and it says, nobody talks about how when Leo is wearing orange due to being in jail, how he legit doesn't know or remember where his clothes are. They make it clear that he's guessing on what drawer his stuff is in.
I always thought that was very odd.
I'm like, all right, that's funny.
Didn't you think that was weird that he had to change his clothes because, Paige shapeshifted into different people in wedding dresses and outfits and all the time, and all of a sudden you've got to change out of your orange jumpsuit? I didn't understand that scene at all. That was weird to me.
No. You can glamour their clothes.
Yeah, it was a little lazy writing. Okay, so Eilish? I don't know the correct pronunciation. Does anybody?
Eilish.
Eilish Zabrowski.
Eilish.
Sounds... Yeah. It rhymes with Irish. Irish.
Oh, it's like Billie Eilish. Got it.
Yes.
But it's her first name. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, okay. So she gave them clothes and, and it was an interesting article. It felt like it was kind of like pulling some teeth to get some real, meat and potatoes out of her. Hearing that, there's always budget constraints when you come to doing anything, obviously. But I mean, she said at one point, Holly said, "Oh, I like that dress. Oh, it's $6,500 or something." She goes, "We just made it," which you could do back in those days. I mean, being the lead costume designer, having to do, deal with all the, not just the women, the leads on the show. I mean, Leo, flannel, a Henley, jeans, cargo pants. He's all set. We know what that's like. I was hoping to hear more from Eilish about how specifically Holly and Rose and Alyssa despised all the get-ups. The leather, the goddesses, all those outfits. I mean, because for one, Alyssa loved every minute of those outfits. We all know she loved every minute of those outfits. Alyssa, loved the entire, mermaid moment with her, fish scales and everything. And that was incredible how they did that. That was so great. I mean, that's.
And I thought it was cool how they said they could choose the colors.
Mhm.
They worked together to choose.
They could have made it a little bit more translucent. But again, Jamie Presley was in that, and I mean, she's awesome. I love her. She went on to win an Emmy. That's fantastic. And I get the feeling that Rose liked dressing up too, but I would have just really loved to hear, Holly, because she's spoken out about it before on the pod, how she hated the get-ups. She hated and she just and you could tell she's like, give me a cute top and some jeans and I'm good. I don't want all the other stuff. And I think Rose had more input into her style. And I think, aside from Shannon, who from the gate, as far as costume and wardrobe, forget it. Okay, she gets the gold star for 3 seasons for her time. She's definitely. But then Rose took it all the way. But there was a lot that wasn't mentioned, I feel like. Because you just don't buy one of anything. If there's, there 2 or 3 of at least every pair of shoe, every jean, everything, because someone's going to eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos and get debris all over their shirt, and we'll have to reshoot. And
I have one of Paige's shirts from the 5th Holly Wheel. I have one of her shirts, and it was one that they didn't use on set because there's a scorch mark on it, and we don't actually see that happen in the episode, but.
Well, I told you I don't have wardrobe, but I told you I have the red box that Zanku put Piper and Leo in. And and I didn't bring it with me because I would have I didn't bring it with me for 2 reasons when I met Holly. Because one, I was afraid she'd want to have it, and I just wanted her to sign it. And then I would feel guilty and would want to be like, you really should have it?
Yeah. One thing I did appreciate about this article, they mentioned how they gave Holly, when they're doing a call to arms, the T-shirt with the balls in it to let her feel where her extra arms were going.
Yeah. I'm like, I was trying to picture it in my head. I read that section over 3 times because I tried to get a visual in my head of how that. Yeah. How did you? I couldn't.
Yeah.
That was interesting for me.
This was also where they said that she was going to retire. I'm going to retire after Charmed. I really would need to retire.
Director's cut with Jon Pare. So he talks more so about the behind the scenes, talking about how they were always surprised with where the scripts are going in the beginning. He talks about how you really can't visualize how you're going to direct until you see the writing. And yeah, they would always kind of laugh and giggle and think, how do the writers come up with this shit? He goes into detail about how he runs his crew. He said he's very he wants to hear their ideas because at least they have ideas. And what if he can't think of something and they have a good idea? He'd rather see them try to follow it through and try to pull them back if he needs to, rather than just being like, that's stupid, you're gonna do it like this. Tell that to some of the bosses that I've had. I don't know, I thought this was kind of funny. I don't know, I thought he could have had a better example, but he talks about the Alyssa with the wolf in the prediction when she saw her. That's when she first saw her daughter, right? In that prediction.
Well, she saw her pregnant in the Vision Quest.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Thought she's pregnant.
little Chris.
So he talks about how they didn't know how to do that scene because you can't put Alyssa in a room with a big wolf. So they ended up
The magic
like
school,
having her
yeah.
walk around the corner and get her reaction to something that's not there. And then they brought in her stunt double, and her stunt double was in there with the wolf, but the wolf was tied down, so it couldn't like do anything even if it wanted to. And he talks about how this was such a big revelation, and I'm like, isn't that just simple like filmmaking?
And like, it's so weird too, because it's like, I mean, this wolf should have to have some kind of training.
Shut up and do it. We only need like 30 seconds. Just stand there. It'll growl at you. Run. I mean, what the heck? I could imagine them saying something like that.
And I
Safe.
I mean, yeah. I think of the people who did like Swiss Family Robinson, and they're like literally like wrestling like live animals. I mean, that's where I would be scared, but they were like in it, and there was no safety there.
On a lighter note, would you like to hear Jon Pare's episodes that he directed?
Yeah, tell us.
Probably the ones I don't like.
Pardon My Past, Death Takes a Hollowell, Charmed and Dangerous, Long Live the Queen, House Call, Necromancing the Stone, The Legend of Sleepy Hollowell, and It's a Bad, 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 Bad World, Part 1.
So now we have our charmed letters, show and spell. These are the write-ins from fans. We have the star letter. It says, ever since I first started watching Charmed, I have been fascinated with all the sets and props from the show. I have made replicas of the attic, the entrance hall of the Hallowell Manor, the spirit board, and of course, the Book of Shadows. Let me know what you think. And this is Matt. I mean, that's pretty...
It's cute, yeah.
All the stuff he made. It's cute. And you can see like they took the action figure kind of set and then added to it.
How many people do you think tried to make their own replicas of the book before they actually started producing them, legitimately?
I made a mini one out of I didn't do the pages, but I made a mini one out of a Matchbox, and I cut it and
Aww.
I folded it together. Yeah, I see.
Aww.
Yeah. And they had ones. There's websites where you could like print out one and fold it. They had some of those. It was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of kids did try to, may have their own Book of Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody loves season 6. 6 appeal.
I have watched every episode of Charmed from the very beginning, and while I love the Prue years and sorely miss Cole, absolutely gorgeous, and Nip Tuck is brilliant, I really, really feel that season 6 of Charmed was the best year of the show yet. Obviously, the wonderful Drew Fuller has a lot to do with this, but I also love Phoebe's new power and the ongoing troubles facing Leo and Piper. I am keeping my fingers firmly crossed that season 7 will be just as good and that it won't be the last. I hope that Leo and Piper finally get back together and that Paige finally finds a serious boyfriend. Natalie. So I'm glad you like season 6. It's not my favorite, but enjoy season 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Season 6 is not gonna, it's, you had to have season 6 or you couldn't get to 7. That's what I think.
I do want to highlight this letter right here with the Phoebe. I've been waiting for a Charm magazine for 6 years now, and finally my wait is over. Here's something new for the magazine. I drew it on the plane back from France. Greg Hertz, UK. I know who that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Gregory George. He commented on my Facebook about this. He's like, I drew something in the issue 2. I'm like, that is so crazy. How fun that we know someone who was in Charmed magazine, and it really makes me feel bad that I didn't write anything in this.
Yeah, what a real fan that he actually wrote into the magazine, Kevin.
And what an artist.
No, that's pretty good, ish.
Yeah, Alyssa's not easy.
Yeah.
Did you say Alyssa wasn't easy?
I meant to draw.
Oh, okay.
So let's get on to this Grimoire game.
What is this, some kind of game?
Grimoire game!
Some people think this is entertainment.
Okay, so you want to play. We're gonna make this kind of a competition.
Oh,
so
no.
you get to choose who you want to play against.
Okay, come on, Sean. Let's do this game.
Kevin, you do it.
Because Kevin looks like a sore loser.
Okay, Sean.
Okay.
All right. So I will be giving you the quiz then. I will be dictating you the quiz.
I normally take.
Okay.
I don't
I
normally
will try
take,
to
but I'll
do
take it this time.
So I'm going to end up saying the question, and then the first one to shout out the answer will get the points. Easy. Give yourself 1 point for each correct answer. Which family member left the manor house to the girls when she passed away?
Grams.
Penelope
Okay,
Halliwell.
that's a tie. I'll give you both. Which charmed one has the power to freeze time?
Phoebe.
Laura.
Cross.
These are so easy, though. I never actually read this.
What was the name of the demon that killed Prue?
Shax. Yeah.
Shax. Yeah. Okay. What is the title of the very first Charmed episode?
Something wicked this way comes.
Something wicked this way comes.
Yes. Which sister was the result of a clandestine love affair between Patty Halliwell and her white lighter Sam?
Hey.
All right, part 2. These are the hard questions. So, which Charmed actress made an appearance as herself?
Eleanor Combs. I screamed when Brad Pitt was like, Holly? And I'm like, ah! My husband.
Yeah, I was watching it. And
my husband hit me so hard in the movie theater because I screamed. And I'm like, Piper!
Oh my gosh. I was very excited. After her scene, I stopped paying attention.
Exactly.
I remember going, blue.
I was so excited. I was such a big loser.
What was the name of Leo's first wife?
Griselda? I don't remember.
What was the name of Leo's
I
first
honestly
wife?
don't remember. Was
Laura.
it?
You're close, Sean. It does start with an L.
Oh.
It's Lillian.
Oh, damn.
In which season 6 episode does Richard Montana first appear?
The best thing I liked about that episode was the beginning with the grandmother, because she was like, hell on wheels. She's like, let's get him. Yeah, I liked that about her. I like old broads. It was like a Golden Girls situation. It was great. I have no clue.
Mm-hmm. So you do know the episode? Do you know the title? The name is Love's a Witch. Season 6.
Love's a Witch? Interesting.
What were the names of the outlaw ghosts from the 1950s that possessed Phoebe and Cole?
Lulu and Frankie. Oh my god, I loved that.
Lulu and Frankie.
Holly and Dorian together. They had some good chemistry, and that episode was great. Yeah.
A crime scene. Well, I did. All right. So in San Francisco, what was Phoebe's sin?
Lust.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Guess the character. These are worth 3 points each. This dishy detective was Prue's high school sweetheart.
Andy Trudeau.
Former neighbor who Piper dated, then ditched in favor of Leo.
Dan
the man.
Yeah.
Neil. Piper's ex-boyfriend, an evil warlock who turned out to be a serial killer preying on witches.
Not a clue.
There you go. There's your.
That happened in the show?
I know, right? What's his name?
Oh, Jeremy, yeah! Oh, God, the reporter.
First witch in the family who was burned at the stake.
Was it Melinda? It was? Yeah.
Warren.
Melinda Warren. Yeah. Ghostwriter hired to write Phoebe's advice column while she's on
Leslie.
Leslie
Oh,
St.
God.
Clair. Claire St. Clair's
Claire.
father.
Leslie St. Clair.
Leslie
He should have
St.
been the
Clair.
center square on the... You guys don't remember. Oh, God. I hate
Squares.
being old.
I know.
Colin.
Yes!
Jim.
How do you know him? Or Jim J. Bullock.
Here's part 4, the part that I succeed at the most. But it's fine. It's quotes. So it says, give yourself 2 points for correctly identifying the character, and another 2 points if you can identify the episode.
Oh, God.
Quote. And it's funny, looking at these answers, they don't include the episode in the answers. So I will have to tell you if your episode is correct, because I know what they are. The first one is, leave it to me to fall
Piper.
for a dead guy. Piper. Yes, do you know which
Piper
episode?
Dead Man Dating.
What was
You,
it?
Sean. Oh, that was nice. I'm very impressed. Okay. So, first of all, this quote is wrong. It's still canonical error. This quote says, "I'm not the cosmic taxi for the whole family," but it's supposed to be, "I'm not a cosmic taxi for the whole family."
So wrong.
You're a stickler.
Paige, but I don't know the episode.
I thought that was Leo, though.
Oh, is it Leo?
It was Leo. It was Leo.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It was Leo in Death Takes a Holiday.
Oh.
He says, "I can orb you because you're my wife, but I'm not a cosmic taxi for the whole family." And if he goes, "Hee hee hee," you said wife. This one, "I'm gonna win this fight and save your ass. That way I can kick it myself."
Krause said that, didn't she, during the wrestling horrible episode?
Wrestling with Demons. Prue.
Oh
Yes,
my
yes,
God!
yes.
What possessed them to?
This is the face of
Oh my God! That is so funny! Oh my God! It was so bad! They were horribly bad! Why did they make them speak? Oh my God, it was so bad!
Well, that's why she's like, "All right," and people think this is entertainment. All right, next quote. "I'm all right, I'm all wrong. Oh my God, I'm so screwed. I'm supposed to come back as a ghost, not a ghost of
Paige!
braces?"
Is that a page from the past? A page to the
It
past?
is. Page from the past, yes. Look at you guys. I'm so proud. Last quote is, "I'm no angel, but I could probably introduce you to one if you like."
Phoebe? No, that was Cole!
Leo?
That was Cole, wasn't it? When he was dressed on Halloween after he tried to get rid of the family line and went back in time. Is that correct?
He did show up as the angel in that episode, but the quote is actually from Phoebe. And it's from They're Everywhere. And the last section of the quiz is Spotlight on Leo. What was Leo's job when he first met the Howell
Handyman?
sisters?
He was the man that was handy.
A handyman. Leo died in which world
Second
war?
one, I think, right?
2?
World War II. In which episode did Leo make his first appearance?
Thank you for not morphing.
Yes, thank you for not morphing. In which feature film did Brian make his big screen acting
The
debut?
Blue Lagoon 2, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, Return
Okay.
of the Blue Lagoon. All right, and then Brian was a series regular on which popular daytime soap?
The Young and the Restless.
I have no clue.
No.
That one, yeah, I don't even really know that one. I'm trying to think what was popular in the 90s, but because I didn't watch soap operas. I feel like I saw it somewhere. It was As the World Turned. No, it was
Another World.
Another World.
That was ABC. No, that was NBC. NBC. Because my mother used to watch Another World.
But yeah, that's
Yay!
the quiz. And
Yay!
I'm not gonna add up the points; they don't really matter. But I think Joey won. There you go.
I hate Joey.
I mean, I've seriously watched. I should have gotten better, but I mean, I'm ashamed that I didn't remember a lot of those.
So then the final thing, it's weird that they have this first, but we have Ask Brad. Are there any that struck you? How about that? Any of these Ask Brad questions that struck you?
I like the one where he's asked how much the girls are allowed to ad lib, and he says 95% of the time they are ad libbing, but it's usually similar to what's written, just better.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like a lot of these things, when I see these wrong quotes, I always wonder, are they taking the quote from the script versus what was actually said when they filmed it? Because sometimes when they recorded it, it could be different based on what their ad libs. So I know from what I hear. The only other question I wanted to highlight here is when they asked him what your favorite episodes of Charmed, what's your personal favorite episode? He's like, I can't pick, la la. And then they're like, okay, no, you have to say something. And then he's like, okay, morality bites, all hell breaks loose, and then another one that I can't figure out. I want to quickly put that in my canonical hat.
Canonical.
Most of them I went through as we went, but so Paige's birthday, August 2nd. The quote
and most of these were in the pages in perspective section. So the quote here, it says, "What, you can't say demons and then say, 'Oh my god, I'm new at this, I'm likely to panic,' is actually what, you can't say demons followed by, 'Oh my god, I'm new at this, I'm likely to panic.'" So that was not exact. And this one, it says, "Chainmail top from my club days, steel-toed boots from my mosh pit days, handcuffs from Friday." But it's supposed to be handcuffs from last Friday. And then I talked about the Leo quote being wrong in the quiz. And that's it for canonical. So ta-da. Wasn't too bad.
That was nice, yeah.
P is for poll. So I'm taking it from Brad Kern's question. So what is the better episode? Morality Bites or All Hell Breaks Loose?
To me, it's more like an apples and oranges situation. It's
See, for me, I mean, Morality Bites is my favorite episode. I talk about that all the time. And I love All Hell Breaks Loose. I watch it all the time.
it is very, yeah.
But for me, Morality Bites wins because it is more of the mantra of the show. You see the sisters more together in that episode. It's all about, the results of, are they going to protect the innocent or punish the guilty? It's all that kind of thing. And while it is also very dramatic and sad, I feel like the sisters are more together. They have more of those moments where All Hell Breaks Loose, Phoebe is like separate the entire episode. And so it just feels like they're not as together.
For me, I have favorite parts in each one. I mean, those are definitely two of my favorites, but I like parts of them.
Yeah, they're tops.
As a whole, parts of them I like separately for their own reasons, but it's like, ugh.
I'd say Morality Bites, just because, it sets up the rest of the show. Well, kind of. It's meant to set up the rest of the show until about season 3 or 4 when the whole rules go out the window and they just start using personal gain left and right.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I love All Hell Breaks Loose. I think, and it definitely deserves a place on the top, but I think people will often choose that one out of, like, I don't know, habit, because it's what they think about the most. It's very iconic. It's very pivotal. People remember it because it's Shannon's last. So, yeah.
For me, the Morality Bites, that episode kind of encompassed for me the Shannon kind of vibe of the show. It was more serious. In terms of dealing, okay, in real life, what choices are we going to make? Kind of a thing. And Shannon brought more of the drama to it. I felt that more encompassed, Shannon's, leading the show and that kind of thing. And more so than, I don't know. It's just when All Hell Breaks Loose, it's just like, oh God, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know.
Yes, it's very sad.
All right, so that's this issue then. So Sean, tell us what the next issue is about.
All right, coming soon, The Importance of Being Phoebe. Get up close and personal with Alyssa Milano. A white lighter to remember. Drew Fuller reveals all of reveals all to Charmed magazine. Meet the parents. Finola Hughes and James Reed chat about their roles as the Charmed One's mom and dad. Design of the Times. Production designer Paul Staheli talks sets with Charmed magazine. Plus, we take a look at the latest Charmed merchandise and Agent Brody, aka Dawson's Creek, Kerr Smith, talks shop.
Cool.
Yay!
We did it. We finally did it at the end. Oh my goodness. What a journey. Joey, tell us where we can find you if you want people to follow you. Otherwise, you can say, like,
oh my God, don't follow me. I'm old. I don't have time. Don't follow me. Don't look for me. I don't need it. I mean, I'm at the point where, like, oh no, don't find me. Don't look at me. I'm over here. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
We love you. Oh my gosh. Sean, tell us your story. Where can we find you?
You can find me on my rebranded Shawnee Havoc on Instagram or TikTok. Or you can find me and Kevin on Solving for X, an X-Men Task podcast, where we are on X-Men Evolution Season 3, the good one.
Yeah. Oh, good. You're liking it. That's making me happy. Yeah, and you can find this podcast at Words of the Witches on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow my personal Instagram, KGZ87. And yeah, next week we'll see you for issue
Yay.
with another guest. Oh! Thanks for joining us, Joey. Thanks, listeners.
Thank you.
Yay! Your destiny still awaits.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I would like to orb out of this.